You just spent a couple $1,000s on a cruise that includes all of your food. So why would you want to pay extra for food? Your cruise fare already includes all of the meals that you're going to want, but every cruise ship offers specialty dining. And what exactly is specialty dining? Well, if you're celebrating something or you just want to change a pace from the main dining room, they are going to give it to you, but it's going to cost you a little bit. And we're going to tell you, at least on Sun Princess, where it's worth spending your specialty dining dollars.
So whether you're spending 30, 50, $150 a person for this meal, we're going to rank them based upon what's the best and what's the worst.
We're going to take you through all of the restaurants that we dined in, and there were 8 different restaurants, and we'll let you know which ones we thought were worth the money that were spent on those restaurants. I'm Anna from Waves and Wandering, and before we go any further, if you'd like to see more of this, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so that the next time we post something just as ridiculous as this, you will be one of the first to know.
Anna, what's the criteria that we're going to gauge these restaurants on? Is it the Applebee's scale, better than or worse? Is it the Arby's scale, better than worse? Or is it...
No.
Wait, is this the 5 Mickey bar scale?
No, because we're not on a Disney cruise. But
okay, so we need a whole new scale.
Here's the way we're going to rank these. We're not really going to rank them by scale. I have my top ones. He has his top ones. But the things that went into making them best or worst for us included the taste of the food, the service that we experienced, and just the overall experience in the restaurant. Now, again, mine and his are not the same. We're going to explain why they're different, but these are our top restaurants.
All right, Anna. What's your least favorite restaurant on the Sun Princess?
So of all of the restaurants that we enjoyed, and we did enjoy all of them, I should say we did not have a bad meal anywhere on the ship. So somebody had to come in last, and for me, it was O'Malley's, the Irish pub.
I know that the grand majority have some fucking level of common sense, but the people that are saying this is absolutely ridiculous.
I know. The reason O'Malley's comes in last for me, primarily it's a menu thing. There just wasn't a lot of stuff available on the menu. And again, that kind of feeds into the fact that it's just a casual restaurant. You're really going to have a couple of cocktails, listen to the live music, but they also happen to serve food.
Did one of these menu items serve mushy peas and you're dinging them for that?
They did serve mushy peas, which I absolutely hate, but I didn't ding them for that. The thing that I'm dinging them for is there just wasn't a big variety. And, you know, with the specialty dining fee of $14.99, you get an appetizer, an entree, and a dessert. I had the same appetizer both times that we ate there because there just wasn't another appetizer to choose from. There were only 2 or 3 on the menu. The other thing I want to say about O'Malley's is I didn't really think the service lived up to an expectation. The place it's packed, it's mobbed. Almost as soon as they open the door, every table is full, and there just weren't enough servers to go around for everybody. Never had water refilled because they just didn't have time to come back to us. So I think that's the reason that they fell to my last place. How about you, Jim? What was your number 7 restaurant?
My number 7 pick will surprise people because it's the Umai Hot Pot. I got a kid in Japan. I love party places to eat. It's right there in the same room with the Teppanyaki. You know, what's not to love about it in Jim's world? Here's the reason it got dinged.
He's not a SEAL. He's trying to mimic the hibachi experience.
Where you can study in 6 months in Hoboken how to be a hibachi chef. I know that from a TV show. Here's the problem with the restaurant. All the way around the perimeter is the hot pot tables. The Teppanyaki fun world is in the center. So
I'm just not fun.
If your waiter's not entertaining with you, engaging, whatever, or you're just left there on your own, it's the fun is there. But here's where the service is what put it number 7. After you get your table setting, there's 3 settings for the teppanyaki. All the waiters leave to get that going. And you're sort of abandoned there. And at one point, the restaurant manager had to come over and offer to refill our drinks and give us water. We were kind of left. And based upon that, the service is what tanked it and put it in number 7. It's a good place, good meal. We had a great time.
He's an attention hog. Clearly, that's why this restaurant was number 7.
Hey, somebody's got to be on the bottom if we're ranking people. Anna, what's number 6?
Number 6 for me was Makoto Ocean. Now, here's the reason. We had two very nice meals there. We had lunch when it's a casual dining experience, and I had the bento box, which was teriyaki chicken and rice and salad, and it was a very, very nice meal. And then we also had dinner, which is a specialty dining restaurant. And again, the difference in price is $14.99 at lunch, $49 or $45 at dinner. So it's a huge difference, but the dinner there is an omakase style dinner, and that's really just, it's the chef's choice. So the food that you're eating is not something that you're ordering off of the menu, it's something that you're getting from the chef. The other thing that I will ding it on, and it gets a little ding there for me because there are no options. So if you are traveling in a group and you have someone in the group who's not a huge fan of Japanese food, there's not a whole lot for them to enjoy. There were a couple of courses that I did love, and I will say they were absolutely delicious. But of the 7 or 8 courses, there were probably only 3 of them that were foods I would normally eat.
The Irish lady with a kid in Tokyo has dinged both of these cuisines as her bottom choices.
Yeah. The other reason that Makoto Ocean goes low on my scale is because it's right there above the Piazza. Now, the Piazza on board the Sun Princess is really the hub of where everything is happening. So you could be sitting there trying to have a conversation with somebody sitting next to you, and there's a crowd learning line dancing, or they're playing the deal or no deal game, or there's actual live music going on down there. So it's a little bit hard to hear. And I think that's why, even more than the food, Makoto Ocean goes down to number 6 for me.
Is it worse because you were dining with somebody like me that's shy and quiet?
No, I do that all the time.
All
How
right.
about you? How about your number 6?
My number 6 choice is Alfredo's. Pizza was amazing. We went there twice for lunch. Excellent service, wonderful food.
So what's he complaining about?
Somebody's got to be last. It's you get a first, you get your pizza, which has a huge list of choices, and then you get a dessert if you could even eat it.
It sounds perfect, right?
You can't. The problem is it's still just pizza. And a lot of it is what you could get at the buffet. And again, you're paying for it. Now, again, we're not going to debate Plus and Premier and whether this is free or included. I'm basing it upon you paid for it. And if my choice was, I have a cruise coming up with 10 people I'm taking. That means I'm spending $150 for pizza. I might just go to the buffet and take them on an excursion. That's kind of where it comes down to as a value for me. Because in the end, it's very good. Loved it. But in the end, it's pizza.
I'm not mad about your ranking. I certainly don't agree with it, but I'm not mad about it. And what did you think for number 5?
My number 5 choice is the Catch by Rudi, because I didn't catch my oysters. I ordered them. They're on the menu as a separate item. I had to pay extra over and above the other deal to get them. Never got them. Well, I did get them.
For dessert?
Yeah, I had oysters for dessert. Oysters, ice cream, something. They just
No,
completely
it wasn't.
forgot. They charged me extra for them. They never showed up. I don't know if they went to a different table. Lovely restaurant, unique plates, great place.
I blame him. He could have reminded me.
Yeah, but that's the point. There wasn't somebody coming by with dinner saying, "Hi, how was your dinner? Do you have everything?" And I go, "The dinner's amazing, but I haven't gotten the oysters yet." That because they couldn't make it. So again, they tank on service. Wonderful place. I hope they improve.
My number 5 was the Crown Grill. Now, again, there's nothing wrong with the food at any of these restaurants. The thing for me with Crown Grill is it just wasn't special. It was just a steak dinner. And I don't know that it was much better of a steak dinner than I could have gotten in the main dining room. There's nothing memorable. I can't tell you what kind of steak I ordered. I can't tell you the side dishes that I had. Don't know if I had an appetizer or a dessert. I just don't remember it. It just wasn't memorable. There was nothing special about it, except they give you 2 kinds of salt, which they sprinkle on the edge of your plate so that you can dip your steak in it as you're eating it and try the different experiences of the different salts. Other than that, Crown Grill had nothing memorable.
Wow. Oh my God. Scathing here. What's your number 4?
I mean, not scathing, but anyhow, number 4 for me was Sabatini. Sabatini's is the Italian restaurant, and I am going to blame this review on local legend Angelo Lutz, who is the owner of the Kitchen Consigliere in Collingswood, New Jersey. That is my favorite Italian restaurant. Every other Italian dining experience has to live up to Angelo. This one just doesn't. It's good. I'm not going to complain about the food. I will just say it's not as good as what I could have gotten at home. So for $50, which is about what you pay for specialty dining, I want it to be special. I want it to be something that I can't get at home or I'm going to remember. My other complaint here is, and I never thought I would say this, you can look at the size of my ass and no, these words have never come out of my mouth. It's too much food. There were 4 courses, an appetizer, a pasta course, a not pasta course, which was like meats and veal chops and whatever, and then a dessert. I was out by pasta. Like it's already too much by pasta because they give you bread and everything else. So it doesn't measure up to kitchen consigliere here
But
at
don't forget,
home.
if you're hungry, you could also get the antipasta platter.
Oh,
Yeah.
it literally is just too much. So, and not measuring up to what we have here at home, just it put it on the middle of the pack for me. How about you? Number 4.
My number 4, Irish O'Malley's Pub. Or O'Malley's Irish Pub, whatever, because I'm drinking and we're singing along.
He's not Irish.
Okay.
He doesn't know.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm 100% Lithuanian. I dated an Irish girl, married her. I had to learn all the songs. So, going here is like being in the car with our kids at St. Patrick's Day. I love the fact that on day 1, well, there's a bonus piece at the end of this. It's going to talk about why we ate at all these restaurants. But we walk in there just to take pictures. And people were already sitting down before it opened. And I was like, Anna, let's grab a table. We'll look at the menu, take pictures. They come over and offer us drinks. And then I'm like, do you have a food menu? They were like, food doesn't even start for another hour. I was like, we're staying. And by the
It
time
was just packed.
our drinks came back, boom, place is packed. You couldn't get it. Somebody came over and offered to take one of our chairs. That's how busy the place was. The entertainment was great. We had a great time. Drinks were wonderful. By the way, since this is I haven't mentioned it yet, this is the place to mention it. When you're on Princess, you'll see little codes on the menu for drinks. It's whether it's a premier drink or a plus drink, whether it's a Princess exclusive, or if it's the exclusive to that restaurant. That's where you want to go first because you can't get those elsewhere. And
Yeah.
that's what we did. Every one of these we went to, I went down the list. And, there are some where I would talk to the waiters and go, I'm going down the list. What drink is next? And they would know second or third one. And then there's some who lost points on service because they didn't know what I was talking about. So O'Malley's hit it every single mark and they hit it every time. We were there for dinner and we were there at lunch, I think on a sea day. And we just had an amazing time. Great place.
All right, Jim, what's your number 3?
My number 3 is Makoto Ocean. Number 1, I know how to use chopsticks. So they score points for that. Number 2, I got a kid in Japan.
That's why they lost points for me.
I
I still use a fork.
I got a kid in Japan. This was a chance for me to practice my konnichiwas and work on that with the people that work behind the kitchen. They were not impressed with my skills speaking Japanese. No, they were not. The lunch was amazing. It was every piece was a wonderful bite. The way it was prepared,
You should probably tell people that for lunch you had the sushi platter, which was just like a row of different sushi rolls, sashimi, and
yeah. Well, you'll see it in the picture.
raw stuff.
I ordered the stuff, and then for dinner I ordered whatever the chefs want. Now I will tell you why omakase is always your go-to choice. We were dating earlier, and there were a couple of guys who were vying for her attention from me. I took her to a Chinese restaurant, went to the back page, found the Chinese word for chef's choice, ordered it, wooed her. Look at that, wooed. Okay, always, guys, that's my tip for you. Always go for the woo. All right, Anna, what's your number 3?
So my number 3, which I'm surprised didn't rank higher for you, was the Umai hot pot. And I will concede that a lot of his complaints are valid complaints. Once they started to switch between the earlier seating for the hibachi table to the second seating, all of the waiters left to clean up the hibachi stations and to set them up for the next seating coming in. The other thing was, because you are on the outside, the hibachi chefs are, they're singing, they're dancing, they're flipping seafood in the air, they're doing their volcanoes, they're chopping everything on the thing. So it's super, super loud in the middle.
Oh my God, hold on. This is why I ranked them. I dinged them. I just realized.
What?
I heard all these songs twice.
Yeah, because we were there like towards the middle of the first seating and into the second seating. So they did overlap. But The food was amazing, even though I had to cook it myself, which is not something I would ever say. They give you a choice of broths. We made 2 perfect selections in our broths. They asked if we had any food allergies. When we said no, they literally just brought us everything, all of the meats, all of the seafood, all of the vegetables. They give you an array of condiments, an array of sauces.
They'll bring you more.
But everything was just so good. They give you instructions on how to cook things, which ones to put in the broth first, so that everything is ready at the same time, and everything was just excellent. Yes, the service was a little bit slow. I blame that on the way the room is laid out. I think Hot Pot should probably have its own dedicated area, but just the food elevated it for me to a level that it's my number 3.
I mean, that's why top 3. I mean, that's why I dinged it. Somebody made a design decision on the ship, put these in the same place.
Yeah.
And I mean, what if you wanted to go to Teppanyaki and you're here at the Hot Pot? Now you're sad.
The other thing, if you are going to go there, and it's well worth the money that you're spending there, don't go with like the butterfly
went on a
sleeves
formal
or
night.
anything like that, because you are reaching pretty far into the table. The tables are pretty wide, and the pot in the middle is a reach, even if you have long arms.
The
But you
table next
definitely
to us
don't
was-
want anything.
The table next to us was a table for 10 with 6 chairs. Our table was a table for 2, an intimate table for 2, like being in a king size bed.
We had a ton of space,
Yeah.
but it's also the pot itself is pretty far from where you're seated. So
Yeah,
if you
I
have
mean, even for
anything
me, it was a
dangling,
reach.
yeah, you're gonna get it in your
And they
sauces
give you these
or something.
huge ladles and things, so they know that it's a distance to go to.
Yeah, we are into the top 2.
2, yep. All right, my number 2, Princess Standard Fleet Wide, the Crown Grill. First off, the Crown Grill. Okay, this is a steakhouse at sea. It's not the steakhouse, the butcher's cut steakhouse. Whatever, back yourself down. Put it in the comments, okay? But keep watching, but put it in the comments. It's a steakhouse at sea. That means I can get steak, I can get seafood, I can get the big seafood tower, and it also means I get charged $8 extra for a potato on the side. Those are my definitions of what makes it a steakhouse. I had a great meal. I had amazing service. There were plenty of drink choices. I got to make the sommelier cry because I ordered a Moscato, But I mean, that's, it hit every single mark. If I had to ding it for anything for what moved it from number 1 to number 2, I don't really have one. It's just our table was here. And the number 1 choice, our table, was in a row of a bunch of cool people. And that just made the meal taste better. So that's really what moved this from number 1 to number 2.
All right, my number 2,
Yeah.
Alfredo's Pizza. And I will admit right off the bat, I love pizza. Pizza is my favorite food. I could eat it breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day. But Alfredo's Pizza, and I have said this before about Virgin Voyages Pizza, which is an excellent, excellent pizza. I think Alfredo's Pizza is probably the best pizza on any cruise ship. I love the fact that there were so many choices. And when you go there on one of the specialty dining plans like premium or plus, you get to choose an appetizer, a pizza, and a dessert, but your pizza does not include the list of specialty pies. There were a ton of specialty pies, but more than that, there were a ton of regular pizzas. I never once made it past the pizza to dessert because their individual pizza was the size of a hubcap. It was pretty big pizza, at least in my estimation. But every pizza was fresh. The toppings were delicious. The cheese was good. The sauce was tangy. Everything about this pizza was perfection. We ate there twice. I would have eaten there every lunch if I could have. I absolutely loved Alfredo's Pizza.
Okay, to our brothers and sisters from Royal and Carnival, she's committing sacrilege. Pizza is eaten after dinner, after the show, after drinks, and after the casino at midnight when you're out with all the other late night fun party goers on your cruise ship.
I'm not a late night fun party goer.
But
I like pizza at lunchtime.
But have you been out there with all of the other fun people?
I have. I've had late night pizza. I've had Sorrento's Pizza. It's not that I don't like Sorrento's Pizza, but it doesn't measure up to Alfredo's Pizza. And this is coming from somebody who has 8 pizza shops right here in my little town. This measures up to pizza at home, at least as good as my favorite pizza at home.
The pizza places around us, you do not order a pizza. You order a...
Pizza.
No, you order a pie. You got to get a pie. Or you
But
get a slice.
whatever you order, the pizza at Alfredo's surpassed even the pizza at my favorite pizza shop here.
Yeah, see, that's why I couldn't rank it this high, because pizza for me on a cruise ship it's like pizza at the boardwalk.
He's not a pizza stand.
Pizza
That's
at the
all.
boardwalk.
Not
It
a
could be
pizza stand.
plain and gross, but they give you the paper, you walk, the sea air.
All right,
It's
number one. Stop
number one.
bashing the pizza.
Anna, what's your number one choice?
My number one choice was The Catch by Rudi. I loved everything about this restaurant. I loved the little fish. What is it? A pitcher, a decanter, a carafe that they serve the water in. I loved the little fish plate. They served, my appetizer was cioppino, which I will almost order across the board. It doesn't matter what restaurant is serving it. It's one of my favorite meals. This was a meal. My appetizer was cioppino. They served it in a giant crab dish where they take the lid off and
Look at the picture of this
packed
thing.
with seafood, packed with, it was so good. And everything else, I had king prawns. Just the fact that I can remember everything that I ate there, and I cannot remember what I ate at Crown Grill, that's what makes The Catch by Rudi special. Everything was so good. The king prawns, I would order those again and again. And again, maybe this comes down to what you order. Maybe they do some things better than others. My dessert was like a little miniature pavlova that was just delicious. It was light, it was sweet, it was just a great meal for me. All right, Jim, this is it. Your number one. What was it? Let's hear it.
Okay, my number one is Sabatini's. First off, Sano Affamati. You had more than abundant amount of food. In homage to her reference to Angelo sets the baseline for an Italian restaurant, and he sets the bar for calamari. Okay, that being said,
We got to go to Angelo's for dinner.
Amazing restaurant, a wonderful food. We had a great time. The service was great. The sommelier, I didn't see the tear in her eye every time we ordered a Moscato, but we had a great time. The place where we sat at, you could hear other people talking, but not too loud. You could engage with them and talk to them about their cruise and their experience. It was the kind of place that on the next cruise with 10 people, we're going to get a table all together and you're going to hear people and have fun, and the whole environment, the space of it. I think it hits the mark on, it's a princess standard. It is, they continue the tradition and benefit of it. Great food. The service was amazing. It's just a wonderful time.
The only other specialty dining experience that we had was at Spellbound, and we're not including that in this because Spellbound is not technically a specialty dining experience. It's an experiential dining experience. So Spellbound was $150 per person. It included a dinner, and then you got taken to a secret room that included cocktails for the evening. It included some magic, some shows, some jokes. It was just an overall really good night. It is separate from the traditional specialty dining experience. And if you're on Princess Plus or Princess Premium, that might include a specialty or a casual dining, it doesn't include Spellbound. So that was another dining experience we had. You can look for that review.
One of the restaurants that you're not hearing on this list is one that I had a reservation for on day one, Love. We have video of the restaurant. We went there, we took the video. Here's the mistake that I made with Love. I booked it on the first day. First day. And once we were looking at what it was, we were like, this is going to be a great experience. We need this on a formal night, or we're going to get dressed up that night.
Yeah, not even that we needed it on a formal night, but you don't want to go and the shorts and the t-shirt that you board the ship in, or the little denim jumper or whatever. You want to dress a little bit nicer going to some of these places. And Love by Britto was definitely one of those experiences that I didn't just want to go in the denim dress that I was wearing. I wanted to be dressed a little bit nicer. So we opted that night for the Irish pub because it was way more casual.
And had an awesome time, as you heard from the review.
Next time you'll get Love by Britto. Thank you for joining us. If you've liked this content, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And if you want to see what we put out almost immediately, don't forget to boop the bell and you will be notified when we release new content. We're so glad you took this opportunity to join us. If you would like to book your own princess cruise or any other vacation, especially Disney, don't forget to reach out to me at anna@wavesandwandering.com, or just leave a comment and I'll reach out to you.
Ready to do that military reunion? Reach out. Let us know.
We'll see you real soon.